And there's one thing I want to do before we head on over to the Pokemon League, and that is use our egg to fly to Celadon, because that makes sense. Egg. Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday. This hat got glued to our head, it would seem. So we're a mobster now. Anywho, there were some things I wanted to do before we moved on to the Pokemon League. For one, let me just let's see. I think Geodude was the one I was like, oh yeah, no, Ekans actually. I'm gonna take some Ekans here. Hi Magmar, you can go there. I'm gonna take some of these Ekans and I'm gonna trade them away with Wonder Trade. Volcalix, I guess. For now, you can be here. Take your Silver Powder as well. I don't know why, but I'll do it. Alright, this Squirtle can also hang out in here. That works for me. Okay. Oh, I can't do it at this one. Okay, well. Yeah, I was gonna Wonder Trade them away, but if we go to a different town to do that. Alright. Yeah, we should be able to do it. Alright, so, ma'am, I will Wonder Trade this Ekans. Yes. To Pam. Or, well, we get Pam, which is Thorns of Lightspawn, Poltic, Poliwag, Joltik, Water Electric. Not a terrible typing. I think Joltik and the Evolve form, Galvantula, are pretty fast. We would want a King's Rock for this, I think. Okay. Wait, this is... yeah, Water Electric is the right typing. So... that's not bad. It's not a bad pull. I don't know that I'll actually use it, but... there you go, Ekans. Zigzagoon, spelled with an X. Nice. Fits very well to Cozy. Okay. That is Hoppip Body Magnemite head? Hotmite, yes. Okay. So Grass Electric is a solid typing. The Magnemite Body doesn't seem to be the most amazing thing, stat-wise. Ooh, and it has Magnet Pull. Not a huge fan of that, but I will hold off judgment, I suppose. Well, no, I'm judging right now. It's not good. Particularly on a Pokemon that doesn't really have anything to do to Steel types. Not a great ability. We have a Foinch named Inspector. Fomantis Trapinch is eventually going to be Grass Dragon, I believe, which is an interesting typing. But I am not terribly interested, despite saying that the typing was interesting. We're going to move you to the next open box. There's a spot in box 12. I'll put you there. You, Cozy, I'm going to put in box 17. As will I put Inspector in there. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we are going to gather up all of our Mons that we have actually used, right? Or plan to use at some point. And we're going to put them in this here box 18, so that we can decide who we're bringing to the Elite Four. That's what I want to figure out right now. Ones that I know, the only one I know I'm going to bring is Chargon. If we're being real. Because Chargon is our starter, and just having a fire dragon type is cool. And will help us with lands, probably. I'm going to take all the items off of everyone for now. Now you can keep the amulet coin. Okay. So, yep, party's won. So, let's just start at the very beginning, shall we? Who here have we actually used? Or had plans on using? This is probably our lowest level one we might consider. Gluins. We did in fact use Gluins. So, there's you. Nope, not what I meant. Back to box 1, and I think that was the only one in that box, actually. So, anyone else here? Who else? Ah, here's one. Bee King is one we used. And is a solid choice for a bug ground type. Kinda. Pretty weak on the special side of things, but... Okay. Bee King is there. Okay, I didn't need to go back to 1. So, anyone else in here that we used or considered using? Drought Torkoal could be useful if we were throwing together a drought team, like a sun team. There are a few more, I'm sure. I just wanted to check it. Probably not using Polita here, even though we did fuse it specifically. Because we already have a fire type, so. Alright. Okay. Anyone else here? I feel like it was at this point that we kind of had our party set for a bit. So we don't really have any... Was it this Gluins? Or was it the other Gluins? Hold on. I don't remember having 2 of these. This one has Intimidate, so it's that one. Okay, we're going back. Box 7. Okay. These fusions, none of them we really wanted to use. We just kind of caught them. Let's see. Who would be the next one that we actually used? We're into the Safari Zone stuff now. No fusions there. Or here. Well, there's one fusion here, but definitely not something we used. I'm taking that Raspberry, though. Glad I checked, actually. 12. Box 12. We have just just a regular Umbreon. That's nice. There's Pam, who we just got. I know. There were more. Zygar. Zygar is one that we could definitely use, possibly. Okay. It was 13. Okay, and here's another one. Hitmonlurk is one that we've had hanging around with us for a bit. Alrighty. Here's a classic friend, Gyarados, who we had for a very long time. Okay. That was 14, right? Yes. Then we're getting into the recent stuff, which I think means we've found all the ones that we have used. So, from this point, we get to determine who we want in our party. Now that we've collected all the ones that we have had in our party, basically. So what I'm thinking is we want at least one Mon for each member of the Elite Four. Right now, I can only remember 3 of the 4, which is bad because how many times have I played through the Kanto Elite Four? But we can sort this out. So, the first one that I remember is Bruno. Bruno is kind of fighting type, but also rock type. So do we have anyone here who can handle both fighting and rock types well enough? Honestly, Gluins might be good at that. Like, it'll take a few levels, but Gluins would probably be pretty good. Not really who I was expecting to bring in, but Gluins could very well. I mean, Gluins isn't going to have anything to use against fighting types, is one thing. Gluins will resist both types. But we can also say the same for Machamp. Or I think there was one more that would resist both fighting and rock. Hitmonlurk will not only resist both, but is also immune to fighting. We do have Drain Punch for rock types, and for fighting types, we don't have anything in particular. We're just immune to them. So, I think probably our best bet will be Hitmonlurk for Bruno. Jargon might be able to help a little bit with the fighting types, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got 2 in the party so far. The other one, the next one I remember is Lorelei. Lorelei is an ice type trainer, so we should have something for ice types, which in our most recent party was not something we had. And if you'll notice, kind of the only Mon we have who resists ice is Gyarados. Gyarados even resists ice 4 times. So, I think that means Gyarados is going in the party. Okay, so far we have Chargon, Hitmonlurk, and Gyarados. So, next person we might we will run into is Lance. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes Bruno, Lorelei, Lance. I think I'm just now remembering who the other Elite Four member was. But let's talk about Lance first. So Lance is a dragon type trainer. He is going to be interesting to deal with because dragon only has 2 weaknesses and is only resisted by 2 types. You know what I just remembered? I just remembered we're forgetting someone. I don't know where they are in these boxes, but there's definitely one more Mon that we used before. Not you. That I only just remembered. And I feel bad because I really, really like this Mon. And that's Togachu. Togachu helped us through quite a bit and is probably a pretty good option for Lance because fairy types are immune to dragon. So, I think Togachu makes the team. Now, I feel like I should double check this, but I'm pretty sure the only member of the Elite Four we're missing is Agatha, who is the ghost type specialist. I'm pretty sure she's Gen 1 Elite Four and not Gen 2. Pretty sure. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find someone who can deal with ghosts. And we've got a couple options for that, actually. We've got a dark type, and dark type resists ghosts and is super effective against ghosts. Or we have a normal type that is immune to ghost and many other things, actually. We could go with Poryinja, but the thing about ghost types is they often have dark type moves as well, so I think Zygarde it is. So there's 5 Mons for our team. We've got 1 for each member of the Elite Four and our starter. So we get to decide out of these Mons who is going to be the last one. For that, I think we need to assess what our weaknesses are. Because there's a decent chance that having picked the way we did, that there was probably something we're not really covering very well. Anyway. So, for Chargon's weaknesses are rock and dragon, and that's it. Do we have people to cover rock types and dragon types? Well, there's rock and there's dragon. So yes, we're covered there. Hitmonlurk is weak to Ghost, Psychic, and Flying. There's flying coverage. Ghost can be covered by either of these. And Psychic can be covered by Spygar. So that should be fine. Yaratress is weak to Electric, Fighting, and Ground. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, Electric, Fighting, and Ground. Electric, we have Resistance here, but nothing really to do to Electric types. Fighting, we have a Ghost, who we kind of have for fighting types, so kind of coverage. And Ground, we have two Pokemon with Levitate, neither of whom really have a lot to do to ground types, but Gyarados' weaknesses aren't well covered, but they are somewhat covered. Togechu is weak to Poison, which we have a Mon immune to, and one that resists, but nothing really to do offensively to Poison. And Ground, which, as mentioned before, we have two immunities, but otherwise no real coverage. And last but not least, Spygar does not have any weaknesses. So, we don't have to worry about Spygar as far as that calculation goes. So, ultimately the conclusion here is that we probably should get something for Electric, maybe Fighting, and definitely Ground, and probably Poison. So Electric, Ground, and Poison. Of these, do we have anyone who covers Electric, Ground, and Poison? So Electric and Ground can be covered by Ground. Also, one more person we're missing. Where did we leave them? I just remembered we are missing one other person. Hold on. Where did we put Volcalix? Search function would be nice. I don't think we have one. Yeah, no. It's fine though. I can't search through that. Okay. Volcalix is somewhere around here. What was this again? Oh yeah. Where did we leave Volcalix? Oh, there's Volcalix. Okay. I was just thinking, we have another bug ground type, I know. Alright. So. We're looking to cover Poison, Electric, and Fighting and Ground. Probably just Poison, Electric, Ground, actually. Okay, so if we want something to cover Poison, Electric, and Ground, this is close, but Electric is going to mess that up. Poison, Electric, and Ground. Unfortunately, we don't really seem to have anyone here who's gonna cover that well. What typing would cover poison, electric, and ground? Ground, obviously, and that leaves... So a ground type that's good against ground types. Ground is weak to ice, water, and grass. So grass ground or water ground or... Might have to bust out the calculator on this one. That might make things a little quicker. Unfortunately, you can't see it, but... Unless future me decides to get really put the effort in, but probably not. So, offense, yes. So electric, poison, and ground. Okay. So, what do we have? Oh yeah, grass ground would not work because that would make poison neutral. Water ground would not work. No, it would. Water ground would work. Yeah. Okay. And what was the other one I was considering? Ice. Ice ground is an interesting typing because ice just generally isn't very good as a defensive type anyway. So we'd probably have to look at a sweeper if we were doing ice types. Remind me. That would give us more. If we did a poison type, that would give us ground weakness. If we did... We've already considered ground type. Rock type would give us ground weakness. Ghost also resists poison. Is there anything that resists both ground and electric, though? Grass. Grass ghost? That's weak to poison, though. The grass is weak to poison, though. So then, scratch that idea, I suppose. Nothing resists both poison and ground. No single type anyway. Poison and electric. Yep, that's ground. Okay. Alternatively, a ground type with levitate would work. It could just be ground type. And then whatever other type, as long as it's not weak to poison. We already have 2 levitate mon, so I don't really want to do that. I think probably our solution, unfortunately, does not lie in the Pokemon we have here in this box. Because I think what we need is a water ground type. Our only weakness will be grass, and there's double grass resistance there and grass resistance there, so it wouldn't be too much. We wouldn't have to worry about it. So, shall we figure out what we want for a ground type and what we want for a grass type? I think I'm gonna start grabbing some Sandygast. I think it's high defense, high special attack, if I'm remembering its stats right. Also, water compaction is an interesting ability. So just for now, let's throw a Sandygast here, because I think we could, if we wanted a ground head, Sandygast I think would be okay. Here's another ground type. Mamoswine body wouldn't be terrible, I don't think. And we have a crap ton of options for water types, so I'm not really gonna move those over. I'm just gonna work on the ground types. Sort those ones so we can look at our options. Alright, more of those. Just looking for ground types right now. That's all. We can sort out the water types later. Rhyhorn is a ground type. I don't know that we would ever want to go with Rhyhorn Head, though. Because that's not... It doesn't have good special stats. Nidoking, not necessarily this Nidorino, but Nidoking is maybe an option. I'll wait till I get to a different one, I think. We already have a Flygon Fusion. We're not going to use that one. This one, I mean. More ground types, please. We already have a Golurk Fusion. Also, I wouldn't use it for a head for anything, really. That would be not great, I think. You... No, probably not you either. You're a physical attacker, so using you for a head is not going to be great. I mean, really, what party is complete without a water ground type? That's the funny thing. In all my years in Pokemon, playing Pokemon, I mean, we already don't necessarily have a Steelix Fusion that... I mean, we do have a Steelix Fusion, but we don't have one we're using. So, you know what? I'm going to drop this Onyx in there just in case we want to try that. Probably not, though. Offensive stats are lacking. Where the hell were we? Here, probably. Yeah, probably. Actually, no, I think we were much further. Yeah, we were further. Okay, anyway. Yeah, in all my years of playing Pokemon, I've come to realize exactly how useful a water ground type Pokemon is. Because they're just the typing is just so good. I would argue it's the best typing. Oh hey, here's a ground type we could use. Maybe, potentially, for a ground body. Alrighty. That was 6 maybe? I don't know. Another possible ground body. Rockhead is an interesting ability. Let's see, and then we go box 5, I guess. And of course we have a ton of Geodude, so I'd also have Rockhead. So I might as well throw those in, throw one of them in so we can see and compare. Okay. Diglett Doug Trio. I don't know that I would really want either ability, either Sand Veil or Arena Trap from these guys, but beautiful thing about Fusion is you can just give them a better ability by fusing them with something that has a better ability. Okay. Any other ground types? Here's another Diglett. I think that might be it. Okay. So we have gathered at least a sampling of each of our ground types. And it looks like every single one of these, except for Sandygast, is going to be a better body than a head. If we want to go offensive, our best choice is probably Doug Trio. I mean, that'll give us speed. So if we can find a water type head with high special attack, that'll work well. But if we want to go more defensive, we can go for something like Steelix, which we've done before, or Sandslash, solid defensively. Marowak, also solid. You know, it really just depends on what we find for water types. So, starting here, Lagging Tail. Oh, interesting. I'll take that. So we're mostly looking for water type heads here. So probably better special stats than physical, although Kingler could be a decent... No, probably not. If we wanted to go defensive, maybe. But that's the thing. We have a tank in this party already, and nobody here is like super fragile. So I don't think we really need someone to tank per se, and especially not with physical defense. So... Sniper is an interesting ability. Oh, I'll take your berry. So far, I'm not seeing anything standing out to me a bunch. Something like Golduck could be nice, just because it has access to psychic moves. And our other thing was like, oh, we kind of could maybe use something against fighting types. No, not you. Yukumuku is an interesting one that I don't know how I would utilize. It's kind of gimmicky, so I don't really necessarily want to. Here's a good option if we do want a more defensive mon. Like a Tentacruel with Sand Slash or something might be a solid pick for defense. But again, I don't know that I really want defense. I think I'm looking for more offense. So what do we have for water types that are particularly good at offense? Also, here's a ground type I forgot. Could work as a body. Could. Doesn't quite have the ability I would want, but... And I don't know that we have more of them. Also could be the head, technically, but... I think Quagsire has solid special defense and HP, but... I don't know. We've already had a Vaporeon fusion, and Vaporeon's not exactly like a powerhouse in terms of attack, like special attack, I mean. So probably not going with that. Really what I'm looking for, I think I've determined, is a water type with high special attack. I don't know exactly how that might work for us, because I don't know if we have any particularly strong special attack water types. We certainly have some that are better at special attack than physical. Also, here's another blooper. Again, wrong ability. Unless there is one potential option. I'm just gonna finish looking through here. There is one potential option. Blastoise is pretty decent special attack. Pretty decent HP. I think it's probably worth considering. Okay, so there's that. I am going to give one other look through, though, to consider maybe... I might have to do a little more research here. Actually, you know what, Dugong? Let's see. I'll put you in the list as well. So I don't know, really, what your special attack looks like. Corsola, I'm pretty sure, isn't terribly strong. Isn't it terrible? You know what? We'll put you in there anyway. We'll put you in there anyway, just to see. I'll get my list here to look up. I don't know if we have a King's Rock, but... Slowbro is a better special attacker than physical, I think. I don't remember, actually. I know Slowking definitely is. I don't know. I think Slowbro might be physical. Elmer we can check. Let's see. We have tons of Tentacruel, so maybe we check that too. I don't think Tentacruel is super strong in terms of special attack, but it definitely has high special defense. Lapras. There's a lot of Pokemon I'm gonna have to look up, but it's fine. Is there anyone else I might want to look up? Politoed. This is a traded one, but I guess it'll work at least for a example. Okay. Let me do a little bit of research real quick. And I will keep you guys up to date on what I'm finding. Alright. So yes, all of these Pokemon are going to be in the Sun and Moon Dex. Okay, yeah, we can start with Politoed. Politoed. Poliwrath, Poliwhirl, Politoed. Okay. So, special attack 90, special defense 100, HP 90. That's not bad. Let's see, and what do we have for Lapras? L for Lapras. L. Lapras. 130 HP, good HP, 85, 95. So far, Politoed wins out over Lapras. Higher special attack, higher special defense, lower HP, but I don't really care about that. Now, next is Tentacruel. QRST. Tentacruel. 80 attack, special attack, 120 special defense, 80 HP. Not likely. Okay. Wailord. 90 special attack, 45 special defense, 170 HP. No, so far Politoed is winning out. If I can get it. Which I think it should just evolve into it at level 37. I'm not sure, based on how this game works. Corsola, I don't have high hopes for this one, but Maybe, I mean, I don't really know much about Corsola, so maybe it's got really good special stats. 65, 95, 65. Nope. Nope, not Corsola. Dugong next. This one I think might have good special stats, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe? Not 100% on that, but 70, 95, 90. No, not really what we're looking for. Politoed still beats it out. Duplicate and Kingdra next. Assuming this is obtainable. Kingdra. Changing K. Under K, friend. What are the possible abilities? Swift Swim and Sniper. Probably be using Sniper. 95, 95, 75. Compared to Politoed's 90, 190. Probably still go with Politoed. If I can. And then last but not least, certainly not least, we have the third Kanto starter, Squirtle, and its final form, Blastoise. We have... Oh, that's Mega. Never mind. 85, 105, 79. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Politoed. Assuming we can actually evolve it the way we expect to. First of all, do I have a King's Rock? Second of all, can I get a King's Rock? Third of all, do I need a King's Rock? It's like going to be up here, actually. IJK, nope. No King's Rock in inventory. I'm going to double check real quick. Also, do we have a Dragon Scale, just in case? We do. So, I could get a Kingdra if I wanted. I'm gonna double check. And make sure. Of how this works. Fusion. Wiki. Okay. Pokedex, please. We're looking for Gen 2, technically. There is Politoed in Gen 2. I do not remember. Gen 2. I barely remember the order of Pokemon in Gen 1, let alone Gen 2. Hold on. Politoed. Okay. Okay, so you can evolve at level 37 for Politoed in this game. Good to know. That's kind of what I thought, but I think other Pokemon have surprised me before. So, that's what we're going to do. We are going to Not necessarily use this one, because I'd rather have one that has water absorb for our head. As for our body, because we wanted to go with a more offensive mon, a lot of these guys are cool and all, but it's going to be a Diglett or Dugtrio for the head, or for the body. So let's now determine, can I just let me move multiple? Cool, I'm gonna move you into the last box, actually. Okay. And same with you all. You don't need to be particularly organized about this, but okay. Now let's go hunting for Diglets and Poliwhirl, or Poliwags, Poliwhirls, all those. Looking for Poliwag, Diglett, Dugtrio, Poliwhirl. I don't think we have any Poliwraths or Politoads, so. And I'm specifically looking for ones that aren't fused already. Just because I don't want to have to go through the trouble of unfusing them. There's a fused one. Another fused one. Another fused one. Surely I have more than one Poliwag, right? And I know I have more than one Diglett / Dugtrio. Okay. Let's go back to box 4, I think it was. This one's fused, even though it's 2 of more or less the same Pokemon. It might be a problem, actually, if I can't find another Poliwag. Which there doesn't seem to be one. Also, I thought I had another Diglett. Oh yeah, here it is. Let me just scroll through these the slow way to make sure. Because the thing is, I would love for this fusion to have water absorb. Immunity to water would be nice. But I don't know if that's gonna be an option if we don't have a Poliwag with the right ability. Because this one just has damp, and this is the only one we have, I think, that's not fused. Let me put these down here, I guess. Okay, so in that case, I think we're just gonna have to look at the fused ones. Maybe unfuse a couple. Wherever we first see them. Okay, here's a Poliwag fused with something. Right, this is a traded one. I don't think we can unfuse this. The infinite splicers? Yeah. Okay. Can't unfuse it. So we can move on to the next one. I know we have a couple polyfusions. I was hoping to avoid this. I just skipped one. Hold on. Alright. Let me unfuse this. Polymat. Okay. Successfully unfused. Good. Hey, and this Poliwhirl has Water Absorb. That's good. Let me... box 18. Place that one down there. You know what? We'll do it the slow way again, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, there's one. Oh, wait, yeah, that's the same one. That's the fused one. And we can't unfuse because we got it from a trade just now. Ah, here's the one I was thinking of. This one also has Water Absorb, so we can unfuse this. Okay. Unfuse there. Okay. Cool. This also went back to box 1. This one also has Water Absorb. I think it's a higher level, so that's good. Alright. I'll jump some boxes this time. Right. Traded one. I'm gonna keep this one fused, just because it's already a cool fusion. Although it does have Water Absorb. It's a low enough level. It's fuck. All right. Yeah, you know what? I'll unfuse it. Yes. Okay. So there's that other Poliwhirl. Here's the thing. I think this mon we're making here is going to be a better special attacker than physical attacker, because I know Dugtrio. And unfortunately, as fast as Dugtrio is, its attack isn't great. I think it's like, I want to say it's like 70 base attack, which is not good. So Politoad's special attack is definitely going to be what we want to rely on for an offensive stat, rather than Dugtrio's attack. Okay, I think that's all of them. So now, I don't know why I kept going on those boxes. Box 18. We figure out which of these. Gonna ignore the Poliwag actually. Which of these is going to be our best Poliwhirl, and which is going to be our best Diglett / Dugtrio. The ability doesn't really matter on this one because we're going to take Water Absorb. So, how about natures? Attack up, speed down? No. Defense up, speed down? No. Neutral, that's fine. Neutral. Attack up, special defense down. Neutral. Okay. So, what is our best option here? Probably neutral nature Poliwhirl. And then it doesn't really matter here aside from level, right? Okay. So this was the neutral Poliwhirl, right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna fuse you. I don't know if the infinite splicers fuse the same way the super splicers do, but I guess we see. Wait, does it give me a different icon if I use super splicers? It does. Okay, I think I'm gonna guess infinite splicers are probably just like regular splicers. Just infinite. But let's fuse these two. Okay. So we want Waterhead, Ground Body. That's what we want. Boom, ba-da-da-doo, bum, 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 bum. There it is. That is strange looking and I don't like it, but it will change, hopefully for the better. We have a poly trio. Alright, that's interesting. That's terrifying. I feel like this is probably most faithful to the idea. It's just not pleasant to look at. Polytrio uses forceful bubbles to block access to its watercress patches. It sleeps beneath nearby boulders, always watching its food source. Okay, water absorbed for sure. Neutral nature. We're gonna combine movesets. Double slap we don't really want. So no. Yes, give up on double slap. Rain dance, also not something we want. Body slam. I mean, probably better than magnitude, right? Bubble beam is something that we want. Give me that instead of mud slap, probably. Okay. And here is finally our sixth member. I'm gonna check what you can remember. I don't think I need to check anyone else. I think everyone else has a solid moveset. Sand-Tomb, Rototillers, Light Slash, Tri-Attack. Tri-Attack could be useful. It'd be better than Body Slam. Mud Bomb is solid, but we do have access to Earth Power somewhere. I don't remember. I want to say... I think I might remember now where it is. For now, I think we just go with Tri-Attack. So that's going to be a solid neutral move on some things. Okay, and then as for TMs, I know I can give you Swaif somewhere. There it is. Yeah, probably just replace Bubble Beam. I think with a real quick trip to Cinnabar, I think it was, we can get ourselves Earth Power. Okay. So you? Yeah, okay. Polytrio, you're gonna learn Earth Power. And this will basically be your moveset. We could probably throw like Ice Beam or something on you as well, but Sucker Punch is nice to have. Hitmonlee does have Ice already, but it could be nice to have Special Ice. Okay, so with that, we more or less have our team. We're going to fly back to Viridian, maybe throw some items on some people. Sort. Okay, I really want leftovers on you. You're our tank. Lucky Egg goes to you because you need levels. There was also LMNOP. Oh wait, our protective pads are on Chargon. So I might need to find something else for the one. We got fairy gems already equipped to who they need to be on. We don't have a poison type, so nothing for black. Oh, we do have a poison type, actually. Just kidding. Svigar, you get this. Now we just need something for Hitmonlurk. Which could be... We're using a bunch of punches. I think protective pads is probably better for Hitmonlurk. So maybe we try and find something. We did use Rocky Helmet before, and that was solid, but maybe we find something else for Chargon instead. This just makes you slower, right? Yeah. Dragon Fang? Sure. The thing about Chargon is not all of his moves are physical contact moves. Alrighty. So, oh, and Togechu, we have one more thing to do with you, actually. Because this isn't the right one, right? No, but I'm pretty sure we have the right one. I'm pretty sure we have the correct stone to evolve you now. Yes, the shiny stone. That was my biggest complaint before, is that we just couldn't get the final evolution of this. There we go. Still Togechu, but it's a little stronger now. No, I like this one. Wild Togechu are known to appear to pure-hearted trainers who have formed very close bonds with their Pokemon. If they witness Pokemon being mistreated by their trainers, they will zap them with 100,000 volts. That's a lot. Okay. Just want to look at the stats real quick. That's pretty neat. You're interesting. Currently higher attack than special attack, but I imagine that will change once we evolve. Gyarados. Hitmonlurk. And Svigar. This one still needs to evolve as well. But that's gonna take quite a few levels. Basically being up to Chargon's level. So, we're gonna save it here. And we're gonna make our way to Victory Road next time. Because, as for this episode, that's a wrap. We are ready.